actually didn't want to do it. I was so against it, but he told me he'd send me back home if I didn't, so I did it. He took all my money. Whereas like his is like always violent, always negative.
So after dumping Jack and leaving his broke R, Mckinley has finally decided to expose him for all the disgusting things he forced her to do, such as making her start an OnlyFans even though she never wanted to and kept telling him she didn't want to, leaving her to get robbed by armed gunmen at 3 AM in Compton, and ultimately using her as a content slave even though she was mentally distraught. So let's not waste any more time and let's get straight into it. So Mckinley would appear on the One Night With Steiny podcast just around 1 month after being escorted out of Jack Doherty's Miami mansion by the police, which was due to him apparently violently threatening her. So firstly, let's delve into how Jack supposedly forced her to start an OnlyFans even though she never wanted to.
And I didn't have an OnlyFans or anything. I actually didn't want to do it. I was so against it. It was against everything that I was, raised with, and it just really bothered me, but he told me he'd send me back home if I didn't, so I did it.
No.
Swear. Yep.
See, this game has such a dark side to it.
You guys were dating?
Yeah.
You were dating and he was like, no, like I'll send you
Okay.
money.
I mean, that's absolutely insane. Apparently Jack said to Mckinley that if she doesn't start an OnlyFans, he is going to send her back home, which guys is a literal threat. Jack pressured this young girl he barely knew into a contract and to sell herself online. And not only that, but since she signed a contract to give him a percentage of her earnings, he literally took all her money.
Well, he would just kind of, it would always just be thrown back in my face. And I was like, that was never the issue, because at the end of the day, like, I mean, he took all my money.
Yeah.
So like, if anything, it's just like, I was getting mistreated while he was doing that. But it was never a money thing for me, ever.
Yeah, I mean, this is just absolutely absurd and shows us really how evil Jack is. He threatened Mckinley into starting an OF. Yikes. Potential lawsuit incoming? I could see it happening. If Jack genuinely threatened Mckinley into starting an OF, she has grounds to sue and potentially get all the money back Jack stole from her only friends.
It's hard.
I understand
because
that.
I did not, I literally, anyone can vouch for it, I did not want to do it at all. But he literally, we weren't dating, we were just talking, and he said the only way we can date is if you're in this with me. And we created a business. So I was like, okay, I'm done looking back on it. To be honest, I don't know why I thought that was healthy, but I did it because people around me also said, this is gonna be a really good thing for you. Like, this is a good decision. Like, I was crying in tears about it. I didn't tell my parents.
It's hard.
It's really hard. But
To what? Commit to doing it?
yeah, because you have the,
But then everyone just responds is like, yo, you're so fucking paid.
Oh,
yeah,
no, not at first. They're like, are you kidding me?
They call you a whore. It's
Yeah,
really
you gotta put up with
bad.
some shit.
Yeah,
But that's what comes with the like whole business side of this.
that's true.
So then Mckinley would go on to expose Jack on how the content they made was always so violent and negative, such as all the car crashes and robberies. Mckinley was always in emotional distress, which literally made her no longer want to be in any of the social media stuff because it was just so draining.
When I was on Lacey's stream, for example, I'm just like comparing the two. That content was so fun to make, whereas like his is like always violent, always negative. I was always in tears. Everything was just so real
Viral,
life, too.
like trying to go viral.
Viral
always.
in the bad ways, though.
Yeah.
And like me being tied to that, it was just like not really the best look on me, and also just like my mental, emotional health,
Yeah.
physical even. I got robbed in LA the last time we went.
That one was real?
That was real. I was in Compton at
Oh.
3 a.m. because he was
Wow, you
streaming.
got nice.
Yeah. At a takeover.
Risking it all.
Yeah, we were at a takeover, and I was sitting in the Sprinter because I didn't want to go outside because it was terrifying. And like me in Compton at 3 a.m., I don't look like I belong there. So I went in the Sprinter, and I made eye contact with 2 guys in shiesties. And I was like, oh gosh, I'm gonna need to turn the lights off, like, because this is not good. Turn the lights off in the Sprinter van, go in the back, I lay down, then I hear the front door open, and I thought they had all came back. And it was this guy in it, like a surgical blue mask, which was terrifying, blue gloves, a bag, a gun. And he looked at me, he said, who's in this party bus? And I looked at him, and he hopped over the seat, came over to me, and he was like, give me all your money. He had the gun. literally the most traumatizing experience in my life.
I mean, yikes. Not only was McKinley sad from all the fake content, but she even got robbed at gunpoint whilst inside of Jack's Sprinter van because Jack abandoned her in the middle of nowhere. I mean, if at this point it isn't clear and obvious yet, Jack is not only a terrible human, but also a terrible boyfriend, well, this is literal definite proof. It's like he didn't care about McKinley at all and literally just used her as this hot girl for clicks.
The Beverly Hills.
Have a gun.
Yeah, I don't know about how you do that.
I had a sweatshirt on and all my jewelry, and I didn't even think to like give them anything, but I literally would have gone on my hands and knees and said, take everything you want. In that moment, I did not care whatsoever.
I would do the same thing. Like, here, I can go buy another phone.
Yeah, I don't care. Just please don't hurt me. Don't do anything.
Your life's too important.
It was horrible. And then it was streamed after.
I mean, I just can't wait till Jack is finally taken to court either for a lawsuit or a RICO like Diddy, because the things he does to these poor girls is crazy. Like, the only excuse I can find for Jack is that he is just a brainless monkey who is too focused on the money, but even then he is still responsible for his actions. And the next thing she'll talk about is how this OnlyFans stuff and content and social media in general isn't even worth the money at some point, because if you think about it, is it worth disappointing and embarrassing your loved ones online for money?
Is it worth it for that amount of money?
It was absolutely that's one thing I learned, not that I was even there for money even to begin with. I think him and I like really actually genuinely loved each other in the beginning, and I really did have feelings for him, but it's like, I don't know, it was just, it was ruined. It really was so ruined. I couldn't make myself feel like that anymore, and I couldn't associate myself with someone that just constantly got off to making me cry, off to making me feel something.
Sick.
Like,
you're so beautiful when she's bawling her eyes out.
So
That was the
sexy.
only time he would compliment her was when she was bawling her eyes out, or if he did something.
I mean, it makes sense. At one point, is the money enough? She's probably so exhausted from constantly milking herself and her body from the content, and I mean, now she can do whatever she wants because she's finally free from Jack. Now she's doing fun streams of Lacey and actually having a fun time. Anyways, she would next talk about how she finally let go of Jack.
We drove in a little corner, like, can we get your ass outside right now? Like, we're done. Like, because it's like only you can physically get out of a relationship. But no matter how much your family and friends are telling you, like, get out, like, it's bad.
Yeah.
Like, we got her the fuck up.
there were many times I wanted to get out of it, and I just couldn't. But yeah, she's right. Like, I had to come to terms with it in my own mind, because I saw potential, but then the potential just wasn't potentialing.
And then to end it all off, after finally exposing Jack, she will talk about if she thinks Jack's most recent chain snatching was legit.
All right, so he got his chain yapped. No, I just want to get your opinion.
Okay.
For people that don't know, and this is up to you, but it just feels staged.
I feel like it's staged. I'm not gonna lie.
But like,
Where were the cameras at?
People will go through all that for a clip.
He got to get his money up since the money's gone.
Yeah, the money's
gone.
So to summarize, it's clear that Jack Doherty's relationship with Mckinley Richardson was a complete mess from start to finish. From allegedly pressuring her into starting an OnlyFans account against her wishes, to abandoning her in dangerous situations like the robbery in Compton, Jack's behavior paints a pretty sad picture. It's one thing to create shocking content for clicks, but when the line between real life and stage drama blurs to the point of genuinely endangering someone's safety, it's a whole different story. And honestly, at this point, it's not just a bad breakup, it's a potential legal nightmare. If McKinley's claims are true, Jack could be facing some serious consequences, from financial restitution to possible lawsuits. I mean, the guy might end up in more courtrooms than a Judge Judy marathon if this keeps up. But for McKinley, it seems like she's finally free from the chaos, moving on to more positive ventures and finding peace away from Jack's high stress, high drama lifestyle. Hopefully, she continues to thrive, and the entire saga serves as a warning for anyone thinking about getting involved in the chaotic world of YouTube clout chasing. Anyway, so that's it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like, subscribe, comment, have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next one.